Okay, I just wanted to cover a couple more things in this Senate race in Georgia. A Republican is running against Senator Ossoff. Pretty much covered Buddy Carter, except it was after I did the video, I saw a very disturbing, extremely disturbing video of Buddy Carter on data centers. And we're going to do a comparison on here. We're going to do that and Senator Collins, what's his name? Mike Collins is he accuses John Ossoff of not doing anything for farmers, and I'm going to show you the huge inaccurate comparison of that. And then, like I said, Buddy Carter, and compare that with what John Ossoff's done on data centers. Now let's just start right here with out of the horse's mouth. This is Buddy Carter right here.
Would you support or oppose a nationwide data center construction moratorium?
Look, I can't comment on legislation that I haven't read. I read every piece of legislation.
That means he doesn't want to.
Or my staff does and recommends to me. Everyone that I vote on, I always make sure that I'm educated as to what it does. So I'd have to see the legislation.
But you're a businessman. You're not looking into the science of it, how it destroys the environment. That's why you people, businessmen, need to get the hell out.
I'll tell you, we need to be very careful. We cannot afford to lose this war. We need data centers.
What war? There's no war. It's all in your head.
Yes, I agree.
The war, you mean of, like Hitler? Hitler, when he decided to invade Europe and Russia and take over the world? Is that the kind of wars you're talking about? Because Iran hadn't done anything to us. China hasn't done anything. Still, you don't need to... Even if they did, doesn't require kicking people out of their damn house and polluting the goddamn environment over it. Find some other way, dude.
Citizens should not be footing the bill for their electricity use, and they should be the ones who foot that bill. There's no question about that. However...
But that means it's polluting. Just look at the Memphis case.
I don't know that we need to be limiting these data centers, because if we lose the AI war to China, our country is going to be in serious security risk.
Bullshit.
And understanding, of course...
Okay, now that's a lying slug there. Now, okay, that's Buddy Carter's stance on a data center. Now, we go to John Ossoff. We've got 3 videos on his stance. Ossoff looks into Georgia data centers' impact on power bills. Ossoff probes AI data centers' impact on Georgia power bills. Ossoff calls for inquiry into AI data center cost. Okay, and then we'll go over here. And now let's look for Mike Collins on data centers. I find zip 0. Okay, now let's play the other... Yeah, does not represent U.S. 2.25. Now here's Mike Collins accusing John Ossoff of not helping farmers. That's a lie. I found it to be a lie.
It's a privilege to be here. I am Mike Collins, and I'm asking for your vote.
Although, I must say, Mike Collins is a lot better than Buddy Carter.
For U.S. Senate, because Georgia does not have a voice. Our current Senator, John Ossoff, doesn't represent us. He votes like his California donors want. Men and girls sports, no tax cuts for the middle working class, against farmers who toil to clothe and feed us out there. And he takes up for all these criminal immigrants, even shutting down the government, cutting off...
Okay. So let's just check that out. Let's just check out the facts about Ossoff doing nothing on Georgia farmers. Well, let's just start with... Senator John Ossoff pushes to help protect Georgia peach farmers. Okay. I don't know why that one's on here. Senator Ossoff pushes for agricultural disaster assistance to Georgia farmers. Here he is here. We'll play a short since it's not going to take up a lot of
in
space.
the economy. Here's another angle. You know, Georgia's number one industry is agriculture. I was on the phone this morning with a cotton grower in Georgia. About a third of the international trade in fertilizer goes through the Strait of Hormuz. And we're coming up on the planting season. So farmers in Georgia and across the country are seeing fertilizer prices now going through the roof, diesel prices now going through the roof. Farmers are already getting hammered in the trade war. The rest of the world is retaliating against American farmers for all of Donald Trump's tariffs. And so this spells potentially very tough times in the weeks and months ahead for American agriculture, which is also going to directly impact food prices. Energy.
Okay. And I'll erase that. So we played it. Now here's another one on John Ossoff on farmers.
Especially family farmers, where
let's start
the next
from the
generation is
beginning.
hurting right now. And farmers are really hurting right now. And especially family farmers, where the next generation doesn't necessarily see the point of continuing. It's thinking about either leaving the farm or selling the farm because the math just doesn't work.
Thanks to Donald Trump.
Commodity prices are low.
And the stupid silent Republicans who just kiss his boots all day.
Low input costs are high. And, you know, what's happening right now is taking this crisis and deepening it. Because all at once, Georgia growers are losing access to world markets for the reasons we just discussed with the trade war and the tariffs. We have right now skyrocketing diesel and fertilizer prices. 1/3 of the global trade in fertilizer goes through the Strait of Hormuz. And parts of the world, as we speak right now, are literally running out of diesel fuel. So diesel prices everywhere are going through the roof. And when you have low commodity prices and skyrocketing input costs, it's just impossible for the family farm, no matter how hard folks work, to make it sustainable. And food security is a national security issue. If the United States loses its ability to produce the food that we need, that's a major vulnerability.
Not Iran, who's over there minding their own goddamn business. No. What are they doing for farmers? They're closing them down, probably by design for their stupid ass 2030 agenda.
Vulnerability for the country.
Okay, we played that one. Okay. All right, and yeah, okay. Now he's saying that. Okay. Okay, so we come down here. Page of 3 video. Okay. So what I said, okay, let's just compare Senator Ossoff with Mike Collins. And I just looked up, videos that Mike Collins had done for farmers. Okay, let's look here. Okay, we find a total of 3. One, no, not that one. Mike Collins at Georgia field hearing. Congressman visits Georgia farm to hear directly from farmers. It's just a visit where he's sitting there eating barbecue and talking to them. And see how many I found again. 3. I found 3 videos. And out of those, this is, like I said, this one here, he was just at a field hearing. Now, let's compare that to John Ossoff video. Let's compare that. Guess how many I found for Ossoff on Georgia farmers? 14. And that was just the first page. Farmers are really hurting now. The rest of the world retaliating against American farmers for all of Donald Trump's tariffs. John also speaks about poor working conditions for farm workers, which new bill 3. takes a stand to support struggling farmers after devastating coal blast, which is done by geoengineering. Presses he pushes to help Georgia peach farmers. Pushes for agricultural disaster assistance Georgia farmers. Georgia farmers. Working to help Georgia farmers sell more pecans. Senator Ossoff. Okay? Alright? So much for Mike Collins' accusation on that. On the farming end. Alright? And, now, on Buddy Carter, I played that one about his stance on data centers. Oh, I already told you that. Ossoff had 3 videos. Yeah, I already showed you that. Okay. And now let's look at I don't know about that one. Yeah. Okay. Alright, so then let's go to Buddy again at 14 on, I didn't even know that he did this, said this. This is like really atrocious to me. 14.04. Look at this stupid ass comment he makes about, oh God, come on. I want it 1404. I'm not going to get Oh, by the way, this guy McCollum, don't vote for him. Don't vote for him. He's all about this Iran war. Well, obviously, McCollum, that's funny. That's a big that's night and day from all the other decorated generals who are against it. And maybe Mr. McCollum needs to brush up on the Constitution that he swore an oath to. How about that? Don't vote for him.
A question now for Buddy Carter.
Buddy Carter.
Congressman Carter, you introduced legislation called the Red, White, and Blue Land Bill, renaming Greenland as such. There were people
renaming Greenland to Red, White, and Blue Land.
Your own district who said it was unserious and that you might have been carrying it as well for the president. What would you say to those people, and especially those who are concerned when we're dealing with an affordability?
Yeah, he needs, I'll summarize what he said. He needs their minerals, all of those things. He applauds Rump. Doesn't matter what we name it, as long as we get it in our hands, get our hands on it. And it'd be a win for them when they adamantly, it'd be a win for Greenland. Let's hear what he says.
Crisis
and
in the state of Georgia.
Crap.
Well, first of all, I applaud the president for what he's trying to do with Greenland.
Yeah.
We need Greenland. It's strategically
invading another country that doesn't want you there.
Located to where we would be
Go read the Constitution.
protecting ourselves from Russia and China, and that's extremely
Bullshit.
important. We also need their critical minerals, all of those things, and I applaud the president for attempting to try to see if we could work out a deal where we could obtain that land. That is important. Now, as far as the naming goes, you know, it doesn't matter what the name of it is, but it would be a win-win situation. It'd be a win for them. They would become a part of America. That would be a win for them.
Do they want to be part of America?
Be a win for us because we would
think.
get a strategic location, and that would help us militarily. It would help our defense. All of that's extremely important, and that's why I applaud the president for his attempts to do this. John Ossoff, of course, is opposed to that, as you would fully expect.
Yeah, because that would be theft by taking, you thief.
The people that I hear from, they are telling me, hey, that's the kind of leadership that we need from this president.
Okay, well, let's see. I disagree. And now let's go over this video that I did a while back here. And let's start with 1.18. Let's just see what those people over there in Greenland think. Let's see, 1.18.
To the territory by Vice President J.D. Vance. CBS News senior foreign correspondent Holly.
There he was, okay. And then, okay, let's play this one.
Now only be stopping at a U.S. military base there. Their trip to the semi-autonomous
place they'd allow him to
territory
go.
was revised.
So a place they'd allow him to go.
Plans caused an uproar in both Greenland and Denmark.
Yeah,
Leaders had
wonder
called
why.
the planned visit a provocation following President Donald Trump's talk of U.S. annexation. Here's more on the reactions to that.
Greenlanders have made it clear President Trump's threats and overtures aren't welcome.
Not for sale. Not welcome. See?
An announced visit by the Vice President's wife, Ossoff Vance, to a popular dog sled race was seen as an attempt to pile on even more pressure. That sparked furious reactions from Greenlandic leaders, including outgoing Prime Minister Ossiff. He told local media that the very aggressive American pressure against Greenlandic society is now so serious that the level cannot be raised any higher. Denmark's Prime Minister also criticized the trip.
This is clearly not a visit that is about what Greenland needs or what Greenland wants from the outside right now. And therefore I have to say that it's unacceptable pressure that's being put on both Greenland and Denmark in this situation. And it's a pressure that we will resist.
After the outcry, Vice President J.D. Vance announced he would come as well, but said that the visit would be limited to a remote U.S. military base.
Hey guys, it's J.D. Vance, the Vice President, and you know there was so much excitement around Ossif's visit to Greenland this Friday that I decided that I didn't want her to have all that fun by herself, and so I'm going to join her. I'm going to visit some of our guardians in the Space Force on the northwest coast of Greenland, and also just check out what's going on with the security there of Greenland. As you know, it's really important.
This is where the Vances are set to visit.
Okay.
The Bidufik space base.
Okay. So then, well, actually, Mike Collins redeems himself when he informs us of Buddy's crooked land deals. He says just to Google Buddy and you'll see FBI there. Your campaign as a conservative, but